Obviously, we did not play today's game. It was due to two of our players tested positive for COVID. We have since put the entire traveling party through two different tests today. We're hopeful that we get results by either tonight or first thing in the morning. And that way we have a little more clarity on what we look like for tomorrow. And then we will also really assess through our tracing program just to understand if we have some concerns and how to manage that. So, we have a lot of balls up in the air. It's obviously creating a lot of anxiety here, and we certainly understand the importance of trying to get back on the field, but we recognize the importance of player and staff safety as well. So I really just ask for people's patience in all of this, and hopefully everybody understands that these are new times for us, and we're trying to understand how to work through them. But, we understand the business is baseball, and if we can try to find a way to get back out there, we're going to. So, my only other thought here before I throw it up to the floor is that, I'm very appreciative of what the commissioner office did for us. Spoke with David Stearns this morning. We didn't want this to get to where all of a sudden we just had people just not wanting to play. And so I appreciate the aggressiveness by MLB and to allow us to, I think, take the appropriate response to these positive tests. And I'm grateful for that. And now fingers are crossed and hopefully we're back playing baseball. So
the tests that were taken today, do you have access to instant tests there in Milwaukee, or is this through the MLB protocol that have to go back to either Utah or Rutgers?
Actually, the answer is both. We did take the saliva test through MLB, and we also took our rapid test through a Milwaukee hospital.
No, what does that mean for tomorrow? I mean, as far as what do you have to pass to be able to play tomorrow?
Well, what you're hoping for is that you have no new positive tests. And then you can feel confident that, it's been isolated. Nothing's 100%. We all understand that. But the fact that we did test on the 28th and 29th, and the 28th came back negative, and the 29th came back with the two positives, I think if we were to come back with no new positives tonight or tomorrow, I'd feel pretty confident about moving forward.
Mo, are they isolated from the team?
We're all isolated right now. We're in our rooms, and we will remain there until we receive our results.
And that's the whole team. You haven't moved the two positives off to a different place.
Correct.
Okay.
And again, you expect to get those results as early as tonight, and that would allow players to be able to leave their hotel rooms?
No. What I'm hoping for is that the rapid test we took today will get results tonight. And then tomorrow, we will likely get the saliva test returned to us at some point. In terms of the self-quarantining or isolation at this point, we will recommend that throughout tonight, regardless.
This is Steve McGargy from the Associated Press. I'm just wondering, what's your concern level about just this season coming to the completion y'all are hoping, and has that concern level risen at all over the last week with what's going on with y'all and Marlins and everyone?
Well, I mean, obviously, you knew when we started this that there was going to be people that would contract this. I mean, it's not like when we talk about bubble, it's not a perfect bubble because it's not completely controlled environment. But I'm still overall optimistic that we'll get through this. I think I'll have a lot more confidence to answer this question tomorrow because I'll know if there's been any growth or spread throughout our clubhouse. But my fingers are crossed that it won't be.
Well, how have you found the contact tracing element of this? you know, that's obviously a big part of it because you'll be able to connect the dots as to who the players had contact with and when. Has that been as designed? This is really kind of the first test of your group being able to do this during the season.
Yeah, it's fairly labor intensive actually. Going back through it, you know, Moises Rodriguez handles that for us. He's been working diligently with our equipment manager, our traveling secretary, our director of travel, and myself. And so, you know, we're trying to just really understand, you know, who these people had contact with. And, you know, specifically, we're not as concerned about like where and when they may have gotten it as much as, you know, who they've had contact with since. So that's been really our focus at this point. But, you know, like I've told you guys from day one, we learn as we go. And today, last night, and this morning have been no different.
Mo, when you guys were putting the plans together for this, you anticipated that there could be spikes. And now, has it gone the way you guys are expected, or has some of this taken you by surprise the way it's unfolded?
I mean, I feel like if you're asking about the Cardinals, I certainly thought it was in the realm of possibilities. If you're speaking about a team that's been, you know, seeing, you know, over a dozen infections, you know, that's very unfortunate. And you know, my hope is that's not something that we're having to deal with. And so, as I stated earlier, my fingers are crossed that we get some good news. I always keep wanting to say positive news, but you know, when you think about that word positive right now, there's a lot of negative to it. So I hope we get good news.